How to make a customized visualizer for your music track in After Effects. So the first thing you need to do is export your tracks individually from GarageBand and then import them into After Effects. Drag them down to the timeline here and you'll create a new composition. Make sure that your composition settings are at 1920 by 1080. In the presets you can just click HDTV 1080 and that'll make it the right size. So to create a visualizer, you need to start with a new solid layer. So go to Layer, New, Solid, click OK, and then you need to add the effect. So you go to Effect, Generate, and you can do audio spectrum or waveform. You can experiment with both and see what you like. So I'm going to go with spectrum for this, and it creates something like this. So over here, the effects panel opens up my properties for the audio spectrum. You'll see here the audio layer needs to be set to one of my audio tracks. So I'm going to go ahead and set my first one to track 1. And now when I scrub through, you can see as the track plays, the audio spectrum is synced to the waveform. Let me go ahead and play a little bit. I'll hit 0 on my keyboard, and that'll render some out and play it. Alright, so that's the start of it. It's not that great, so I can go in here and play around with these settings and see what I can get. I can change the height and the thickness, and that makes it stand out a little bit more. I can change the colors here, a little black inside and I don't know, bright red outline. Softness. See, I can change it from digital to analog lines or to analog dots, and they're all still synced to the waveform. So that's the start. So I do one of those for each of my audio layers. Another way you can customize it is you can add effects. So over here there's my effects and presets. There's a drop-down menu with hundreds, if not thousands, of effects that you can experiment with putting on this track and see how it looks. I know for a fact that CC Kaleido makes a pretty cool effect. So if I type in CC Kaleido, it'll filter out just that result and drag it and drop it on there. And you see it makes a kaleidoscope. And in my effects window, there'll be a menu for the kaleidoscope. So I'm going to change this so we can see a little more what it does. A kaleidoscope just mirrors it over and over. So you can play around with these settings and customize the look of yours. I kind of like the way that looks. Yeah, so that's good. And I would do the same thing for each of these tracks. So create 3, you have a minimum of 3 audio tracks and 3 solid tracks with either spectrum or waveform synced to the different audio tracks. So yeah, it's a largely experimental. There's no right or wrong. It just should sound and look pretty cool. So have fun with that.